Welcome to the 34th Sunday weekly update on the Brisbane Channel. This week we've got upcoming track closures, the date for the new Adelaide Street Tunnel opening, proposals for changes to intersection rules, vehicle registration fees about to rise, plus some potential disinformation from the Queensland Government, tracking bracelets for domestic violence offenders, and a heap more. Also, I'll be reviewing a great new family movie that will hit Brisbane cinemas this week. I've some changes coming to the Brisbane Channel to announce near the end of the video as well, so stick around for that. This video is sponsored by KGB Security, clearly no connection to totalitarian regimes or anything they stand for, just a great local business that offers high-quality security services to the people of Greater Brisbane. Obviously we had Riverfire this weekend. It would be pretty poor form for me to snub the event since it's one of the highlights of Brisbane's event calendar, so this update video will likely be out a little late, maybe on Monday, and a little less polished as I lost most of Saturday to Riverfire. But let's get to the updates. Firstly, a few for anyone taking public transport, driving or walking as part of their day-to-day lives, so basically anyone who ever leaves their home. We'll start with vehicle registration. We covered in a previous update that state government will be ceasing the 20% vehicle registration discount announced by the former state government. The fees will jump on the 16th of this month, not only due to an end to the discount, but also due to an additional 3.4% increase. But this week, the state government put out a release claiming that Queensland had the lowest compulsory third-party insurance premiums for sedans and station wagons out of any mainland Australian state. They listed the premium prices for the 3 insurers we can choose from, so I decided to do some fact-checking. While some states don't have ready information on the CTP component of their regos, as they're integrated into the fees for some states, I did find prices for South Australia, New South Wales, the ACT and Tasmania. And all I can say is that I really don't know where the Queensland Government got their figures from. While the costs were from $100 to $200 higher in New South Wales, drivers in the ACT can get their CTP, which is called Motor Accident Levy, for slightly less than Queensland CTP rates. Tasmania doesn't really count, as the Queensland Government did say mainland, but their version called MAIB is about $100 cheaper. But then there's South Australia. When I got to their fees, I had to double check that I was looking at the rate for 12 months, as their CTP is less than half of that of Queensland's. I guess whoever put out that media release didn't think anyone would look into it. This is one occasion I can maintain neutrality and call BS on the release, as officially publicly available information disproves the claim that has been made. But let's move on. Starting in late September, train lines on the south side will close over a period of 3 weeks for upgrades and preparation for future works. These include the Cross River Rail, Logan and Gold Coast Faster Rail, new signalling systems and new stations and facilities, including the Logan Lee station relocation. Here's a list of how things will work during that time. In Brisbane City, this week the date for the opening of the Adelaide Street Tunnel was announced. From the 29th of September, buses will run through both the tunnel under Queen Street Mall and the new one under Adelaide Street. The forecast number of buses running through the Adelaide Street Tunnel has risen to around 1,400 each weekday. An open day where people can join a free guided tour of the tunnel will be held on the 24th, but reservations filled up not long after we shared the details on the Brisbane Channel's Posts tab and Instagram account. It's hoped that the new tunnel reduces bus congestion in the city centre, and of course we'll be here to keep track of any changes. The Brisbane Channel has quite a large project in the works looking at the Brisbane bus network, so keep your eye out for that down the track. Staying with Brisbane traffic, Brisbane's Lord Mayor is pushing for left turn on red rules to be reinstated at select intersections. Under the rules, drivers would have to stop at a red light, check for traffic and pedestrians, and proceed to take the left turn. This was trialled between 2013 and 2021, with the trial running at 50 intersections from 2015 to 2018, when it was scaled back to 17. In 2021, it was scrapped due to safety concerns. Researchers found that left-turning vehicles saw a delay reduction of 9 seconds on average, but safety was an issue, with some drivers failing to come to a stop before turning. This echoes a study of the same rule in Singapore, which found that 4 in 5 drivers stopped beyond the stop line, and around 1/3 of motorists didn't stop at all. The concerns around the safety issues are echoed by the RACQ, who say that the time saved is outweighed by the safety risk, and that if walking or cycling becomes more dangerous, this will increase the number of people who choose to drive instead, adding to congestion and slowing things down even more. Anna Campbell from Queensland Walks adds that Queensland pedestrian fatalities have risen by 39% for 2025 compared with the average for the same period in 2020 to 24. However, Lord Mayor Adrian Schrinner says that for the term of the trial, there was only 2 accidents out of the 15 million turns made, and no cyclists or pedestrians were injured. The State Transport Minister Brent Mickelberg has expressed openness to a review. And staying with transport, residents of the Redlands are encouraged to have their say on what they think are the area's biggest transport issues. State member for Redlands Rebecca Young has launched the Redlands-Transport-Survey to identify congestion points, dangerous intersections, missing links, and public transport gaps. The survey is open and closes on the 30th of September. I've put a link to the survey in the video description. This video is sponsored by KGB Security, a local family-run business that's been serving Brisbane for over 30 years. If you have issues with any of your locks or door security, they provide expert service during business hours. But emergencies don't just happen 9 to 5. That's why KGB Security offers a 24-hour emergency service. Whether you're locked out, locked in, or dealing with a broken lock, they've got you covered. They also have a wide range of general and Energex compliant padlocks and can install a range of digital and smart locks. Their expert locksmiths service the Brisbane metropolitan area and beyond. Click this QR code or the link in the video description to learn more. Caboolture will be one of 2 areas alongside Townsville to pilot GPS tracking for high-risk perpetrators of domestic violence, which was announced in the last week. From next month, the Magistrates Court of Caboolture will be able to require high-risk offenders to wear GPS trackers as part of their domestic violence orders. Victim survivors will have the option of carrying their own personal safety device to alert them if a perpetrator has breached their order or comes within a certain proximity of a victim, so they can immediately enact their safety plan. The pilot program will have the capacity to track 150 offenders by the end of 2025 and 500 by the end of 2028. Let's get to some LGA specific updates, as usual starting in Brisbane. Riverstage, our riverside outdoor performance space, is likely to have a new operator soon. Brisbane City Council have announced plans to court an experienced venue operator to run Riverstage and also to upgrade the venue, transforming it with new and improved facilities and state-of-the-art sound management. It's being framed as a way to improve Riverstage without the costs being borne by ratepayers. But the opposition in council say that this will mean council will have to pay public money for a private operator for community events held at Riverstage. They claim that this is the council privatising a community asset by stealth, and that it amounts to the loss of a source of revenue for council. The Lord Mayor's release says that the venue will still be owned by the council and the chosen operator given a long-term lease in exchange for the investment for upgrades, and that the venue will still be available for community events. I guess the devil will be in the details with this one, and I'm sure they'll be revealed in time. Another Brisbane update is that the council has launched the next suburban renewal precinct plan. Alderley will become the 4th precinct to undergo a transformation under the program, which council promises will unlock more housing and jobs in the area. The location was selected due to its access to high-frequency public transport, shops and services, green open spaces, and close connections to employment. The other suburbs in the program are Stones Corner, Wynnum and Mount Gravatt, all of which we've featured in previous update videos here on the Brisbane channel. Over in Logan, public consultation has opened for the draft Logan Plan, which will guide how the city is developed over the next 10 to 20 years. It includes planning for diverse types of housing, infrastructure and design that makes the area more livable, mitigating flood risk, enhancing employment opportunities, and guiding rural and nature-based tourism opportunities. Consultation closes on the 31st of October, and you can find details on how to take part or join any of the over 50 in-person and online events between then and now by following the link I've put in the video description. In Moreton Bay, the council has just handed over a new $1.8 million upgrade to the Bribie Island Junior AFL Club that includes 2 unisex change rooms with ambulance showers, opening up the club to use by women's teams and people with disabilities. The upgrade also opens the club up for a range of non-AFL community events. In Ipswich, the former clock tower at the Central Cinema building is being considered for advertising space to support local events, community notices, and promotion of local businesses. If you feel that Hollywood has run out of ideas, I hear you. Every second film seems to be a remake of something we've already seen, and there's so many live-action remakes of animated films, and everything else is either a sequel or a variation of the same old formulae. So when I was offered a sneak peek at a film that hits Brisbane cinemas this coming Thursday that seemed to be something quite fresh and creative, I ignored the fact that it's probably so off topic for this channel that you'll wonder why it's even in this video, and said I'll do it. So let me give you my thoughts on the family film Sketch and why you really should go check it out. The film follows Amber Wyatt, a young girl who uses a sketchbook to process difficult emotions that ultimately stem from the loss of her mother. But things get crazy when the notebook is dropped into a pond that has mysterious powers, and the creatures in her illustrations come to life, and the town is beset upon by all kinds of monsters. Amber must join forces with family and friends to find a way to stop the creatures wreaking havoc. This is a really fun family film, and the writing has some great moments of humour, but also heart, dealing with some serious emotions, particularly grief. I enjoyed it as an adult, but I can see that kids would really love it too.
You guys ready?
No, I don't want to do this.
I have to go to the bathroom.
You couldn't have gone before we put all this stuff on?
I didn't have to go then.
Now I have to go too.
It's got just the right amount of scariness to keep it fun without being nightmare fuel.
I know we're supposed to be scared of it, but it's kind of beautiful.
The characters are well cast, and I found the performances of Bianca Bell playing Amber and Kaylin Cox, who played Amber's frenemy Bowman, particularly good. I'm sure we'll be seeing more of each of them in films to come. While there were advanced screenings over the weekend, the film officially opens in cinemas on the 11th. I mentioned in the introduction of this video that there would be some changes coming to the channel, so let me tell you about those now. Firstly, after a trial for a few weeks, I've decided not to continue with the 2 weekly update videos. Originally, the plan was to split the work across the week, rather than having a mad rush from Friday to Sunday to research, write, film and edit the week's worth of info into one video and get it uploaded on time. But I found that the videos didn't end up any shorter, as I just found more things to pack in, so the work doubled instead of halving, and it meant I didn't have time to do some of the more diverse, and to be honest, more enjoyable to make videos. So from this point on, the weekly updates on Sunday will be the one guarantee I will make each week. There will be a video with the best updates from the previous week every Sunday at 4 PM like clockwork. But for the time in between, I'm going to mix it up a bit more. Sometimes it may be some updates if something really interesting happens, but other times it may be a deep dive into a particular topic, or it may be a lighter video like another Bun Me video, like the one coming out this coming week, or something else completely different. Also, I'm currently working through some ideas for other ways to get more content out without needing so much time to put it together. That may include podcasts, or maybe a page on the channel's website where you can read some quick updates that pop up there as things happen, rather than waiting for Sunday and needing the time to watch an entire update video. Anyway, I'll keep you posted as my ideas become less murky. I've got to thank all the channel members who have supported this channel and helped make it a great resource for anyone wanting to keep up with what's happening across Greater Brisbane. And if you're scared of commitment, you can also just say thanks for the work that goes into putting these videos together by buying me a coffee. But for now, I'm signing off from the cluster of 5 LGAs that brought you Ballpark Music, Powderfinger, Savage Garden, Kidder Alexander, Regurgitator, The Veronicas, Shepherd, Keith Urban, The Bee Gees, Psycho, The Go-Betweens, Dami Im, The Jungle Giants. Originally, the plan was to split the work across the week, rather than having a mad rush from Friday to Sunday to research, write, film and edit the film's worth. Yeah, that's too much in one breath.